Hello there, hi guys, this is Gosha from Cosmic Agency. What's up? Today it is an important video for me, myself, but also in general. I think it is an important video to dispel some of the myths around this subject, and it is about the HASHMALLIM. HASHMALLIM are the special forces units, militarily trained, military guys, special ranks in TAYGETA. Now there are also feminine forces called SPÉCIALES, but here the focus is mainly on HASHMALLIM. I think you're gonna like this video. Unfortunately, there isn't so much about them that I was able to find at this time, because most of their missions were or are classified, so it's not like we even knew what exactly they were doing, only sometimes, and they were never really coming online. Only sometimes, a few years ago, there was a moment when some of them were online communicating. So here you'll have some chats with Anneka of Temer. Then you will have a conversation with Dorkalel as well, and also with Kila, who is also one of the HASHMALLIM, was a HASHMALLIM commander as far as I remember. I am not sure who the leader of the HASHMALLIM at the moment is, to be honest. So that's it. And also something I think you're going to find very enjoyable. It's going to be short but enjoyable. Yaski is going to share with you a little anecdote. Actually, she's sharing with us at the moment, and she said do not share, but that was like years ago, so I think it's okay for now. I hope they're not going to get mad at me for sharing that small anecdote about something they did, something HASHMALLIM did. Okay, here we go. The subject is important as there are a lot of myths to be dispelled around this whole topic of the biblical archangels. So here we go.
Originally in Spanish, 2021. By the way, what do these names mean, SPÉCIALES and HASHMALLIM?
These are special forces units. They are equivalent names on Earth to Navy SEALs or Delta Force.
Where does this word HASHMALLIM come from? In the Wikipedia it says that the HASHMALLIM are angelic entities in Judaism. And to think that they are flesh and blood, special forces people, wow!
The base origin of the word does come from Taygetan, as in Hashmal, or those who shine. From there, it was introduced into Hebrew Judaism. They are archangels, yes.
They rotate. They don't always correspond to the archangels portrayed in the Bible and elsewhere. Some are missing, and others were not included yet, as they are more recent. Same beings, other bodies. Also, contrary to what the Bible says, there were at least 2 females among the HASHMALLIMs. In reality, they were SPÉCIALES girls or Jedi, working among them temporarily as cooperating during a mission.
And are the HASHMALLIM different from the normal men there, apart from their tasks?
No. Archangel here is a military rank given to someone for their abilities. For people on Earth to pray to an archangel is as absurd as for you to pray to a sergeant.
So it is not someone higher in consciousness. Many here see them as guards.
They're not more elevated. They're just military. They're trained, very trained. That's like asking Lieutenant Colonel Tom Smith to watch over you at night. But guards, that's what there are too. For example, SPÉCIALES are the royal guards of the royalty of TAYGETA, in this case of HASHMALLIM of Temer.
But I imagine that in other densities beyond 5D, there will be some entities that would be like spiritual guardians, guides, no?
Yes, but that would be imposing the attribute or name on a higher density being. Okay, but the basis of the concept of archangel in Judaism comes from TAYGETA units exclusively.
Another chat, originally in English. But all HASHMALLIMs are archangels?
It is a military honorary grade or rank, but to be HASHMALLIM, you need such a rank. So all HASHMALLIM are archangels, as they are elite forces, not regular TAYGETAN military. Notice our friends here. They have all been on Earth before. Delta Force Army Rangers, Navy SEAL, Spetsnaz, Russian Special Forces, and so on. HASHMALLIM have been at work on Earth for thousands of years. There is nothing new about this. But they no longer wear gold armor, red capes, shields and sandals, having a spear and a sword as a weapon. Today they adapt to the times, and they dress army Accupat digital camo, full harness and Earth military gear, having M16 and AK-47U as primary weapons and not a spear. But the sword still remains with them. Some do wear capes here, nevertheless. It is a symbol of high rank and power.
Wow, but in the old times, did they still use technology?
Concealed technology does not have to be overt. The shield, for example, is actually a force field. It produces a toroidal force field surrounding the warrior, making him look invincible.
I didn't think the high technology was applied in disguise. I thought they basically went all raw in there.
All the time, and around you.
Around me?
For example, some airplanes are not exactly airplanes as you know. Submarines are not at all submarines either, and I mean the human ones.
And what do they do when they are not in operations?
Training. A lot of running and shooting at static and moving targets. Immersion programs, as well as theoretical scenarios of top difficulty of which few emerge alive, if any at all. They feel the need to be top-notch all the time. Even though they are already highly trained, they still train.
Well, thank you very much for being here until this point. Now we're going to do a short break here and throw in something funny, something fun. And now the message to the HASHMALLIM. I hope you're not going to get upset with me or offended or mad. I think it's fun. I think there's nothing to be ashamed. I think it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. And actually, it even shows even more who these people are, that they perceive such things as worthwhile bringing on board. I'm not going to say more. Here it is, very short paragraph by Yaski.
October 2022. The HASHMALLIM went down for supplies and brought up a machine that we all here freaked out about. We all laughed about it. Just because, according to the Hash, that's art. They brought up a Coke vending machine, one of those red ones, and put it in the lounge for decoration, just because they can. They liked it, and that's art here. But, as it was said here, of all the things on earth, they had to bring that? I'm telling Matthias now. He asks if there was Coca-Cola inside. Yeah, sure. but nobody's going to drink it. It's just a souvenir, art. If you could see how hard we all laughed here about it, you better keep this for yourselves. But it's just that these are those guys' ideas. And if you could see how easy it was, they say. They carried it between two of them, and they put it on one of the vans that then went up to a waiting ship that brought them here.
So that's it. It was fun. I had to share it. I just had to share it. I found it there in the conversations. And Yaski said at that time, don't share it, but it's been years and it's in the past and whatever. It's fun. I think it's cute, okay? Yeah, cute. I hear them say, cute, it's not cute. Yes, it is fun, it is cute. So, okay. So, thank you, Yaski, for sharing that. I think it was cool. Okay, let's continue. And now I'm going to leave you with two conversations. Short conversation with Anneka, Robert and Anneka, and then my conversation with Kila. Enjoy.
Another chat, 2021.
But why don't these elite groups come here to do their jobs inside other biosuits or with matrix-created bodies?
Because they do, but not these. These here are direct. They operate like Delta Force or like Navy SEALs, highly trained small groups.
But isn't that too risky?
They see it the other way around. The biosuit means a lot of pain in the neck for them. Immersion pods or reincarnations, all that. Whereas if they go down as full Taygetans, they can use high-tech armor suits and gadgets that they couldn't use if they were just humans. Those suits repel bullets. With a human biosuit, they would not be able to use those high-tech suits, nor would they be able to use the instrumentation that gives them an advantage. Like having this ship looking down from orbit, 110-centimeter drones, assault craft, and all that. They prefer to go down this way, with equipment. Plus, they like the feeling of adrenaline and doing something. They do more and feel safer operating from here. They find it more practical and more in control to just put on a high-tech suit and climb into an assault craft. Get down and do their thing. Get out again.
Another chat, originally in English.
Should anyone see my outfit here, my team, we would be the last thing they, as New Agers, would deem as Pleiadian. All tough, military, boots and bad smells, figure of speech. They look more like a military elite strike unit. On Earth, military are mixing boys and girls. We think that is part of the extinction programs. Girls and boys, when in a team where physical work must be done, do not work well together. Because we are different with different capacity and strength and endurance ratings. We work well together as pilots or in other circumstances. Not running around with a 20 kilograms backpack, 2 weapons, in a mosquito-infested jungle at night and in the rain with enemy soldiers in hot pursuit. What occurs is that the girls tend to slow the boys down and they get overprotective towards them. They also make them lose focus. It is dangerous. These guys are not green. They are veterans, they know their stuff and how they must work, on Earth and elsewhere. Last operation, Venezuela. Some months ago, boots on the ground. Chasing and being chased by Navy SEALs and CIA operatives, declassified incident. Strike against power plant.
Did the people there know you were from Taygeta?
They never knew we were there or who we were, that's the point.
Okay. And how did you get in there? I mean, were you a part of the Earth military group?
No. We go down in a ship, we jump off as others would from a helicopter. We use helicopters because we come down and need to function as humans. That's the way it's always been. And they are safe. Then we are dusted off with a ship as well. Extracted.
Another example of what you do here for Earth when someone asks, why aren't they helping?
We are. No one knows it is us.
But how do you justify your presence? As what Earth unit?
No Earth unit, although 2 of us here have been infiltrated in Earth units. Delta Force and Spetsnaz. In general, we do not. We are a unit. We work alone. And the fact that we are there on Earth sometimes does not make us less stellar, using your terms familiar to you.
And you get this idea of coming here in TAYGETA? Of doing this?
When you are a member of a perfect society, where everything is given to you, all your needs are met, and you are a guy full of testosterone, you tend to get bored. And then you enlist. Each one has their own reason to be here, boys and girls.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope you really enjoyed the conversation like I did. I'm sure there are more of them. Maybe one day I will undig them all and we'll share. Now, before we finish this video, I'm going to say a few more comments. And then I'll also share a small anecdote, my personal anecdote, my experience with the HASHMALLIM. First, a few years ago, we had the opportunity to be in the presence of the HASHMALLIM by chat, by communicating. There were like 5 or 6 of them in the chat, and Robert and myself. I was the only girl. There was a situation and they had to come in. So it was Dorkalel, Ragel, Zach, Kila, Salafael, and Gabriel. And I could see how they relate to each other. They are really very friendly and very funny with each other. They like to tease each other. They call each other bastards and poking fun and just, you know, being guys. Like, you can tell that that, you know, even though they are extraterrestrial people, they're still like guys, just like here on Earth, when they get together and they start making fun at each other and making jokes. So there was also a moment where we talked about serious stuff here and there, and I want to share with you a part of the conversation. I was asking them, what do they think about this whole experience on Earth for people? And Gabriel says, I'll also mention a few words about Gabriel. Gabriel says it's too hard comparatively, and Kila says unnecessarily hard, just because of learning excuses for souls. Gabriel says, you will learn better another way. And Zach says, it's the fear of not knowing what death is that makes everything worse. Gabriel, going down in operations is no problem. Zach says, it's better, yes, Gabe. And he was like giving a wink to Gabe, like, it's better this way, because Gabe is the one that has been around on Earth for longest, and not just coming down in special operations, but actually incarnating as a human many times. That's why Zach said, yes, it's better that way, only in operations. And Gabriel says, yes, it's the best of both worlds. And then I ask them, what do you do in TAYGETA when you are not here? Like, what else do you do? And Kila says, being with my partner. Zach says, training. Salafael, now here you can also see how funny they are. Salafael, sharpening my teeth. Gabriel says, dreaming of coming here again. And Salafael says, that's why I sharpen. They are very witty with each other, very funny. It was very fun to see them interact. Now, about a few words about Gabriel. I had the opportunity to talk twice to Gabriel. I was hoping for more, but that was that for the moment. Maybe I will share it one day, but it was more just a personal, casual chat. But I will share a part of that conversation. I remember that as we were speaking, he was actually observing a specific scene on the ship. And that was when Svaroverra, Alalim, and Neka were actually walking from the hangar into the ship. They were somewhere on a mission, and they were coming back, and they wore their ceremonial clothes, or special clothes, from what I understand, boots and capes. Alalim had her red cape, which is a sign of insignia of royalty and power. And then Svaroverra and Anneka, I think they had black capes. And he was saying, wow, this whole scene is so cool. I wish humans could see this and could see how real it is. It looks so sci-fi, but it's real to us. And the reason he said it looks so sci-fi at the same time, because he was a human. He has incarnated as a human so many times. He told me that he has been here as a human so many times that it's sickening. His words. He was here as a starseed. He was here as a step down. He was here in immersions, going up and down, extracted, so many different modalities. And that's why he could see that scene through the eyes of a human and through the eyes of TAYGETA. And that's why he said, wow, this scene is so cool. What a shame that people don't know that this is real. So that was very interesting. Okay, and one more anecdote. I will share with you something that happened. Something that happened. As I said, it was the time when we could talk to them a few times, and I was the only girl, and I could see how they, tease each other and how they call each other bastards and all that. So I was kind of trying to fit in a little bit in a way, So I remember one time they came in, and I was like, oh, hey, the assassin squad, or so, how are you today? So I used that term, I think, from my memory, assassin squad or something, but it was like just to be funny, to be cool, just as they talk to each other. But apparently they didn't take it so well. Dorkalel later on came, and during the conversation he informed me that actually some of the guys were a bit worried now that I see them this way, for real. He said this: they can be somewhat mocking in general towards each other. They forget their manners as they pick on each other all day long here, as you may have noticed. Now, somewhere in the conversation you said the HASHMALLIMs were like an assassin squad or something. And I understand from what innocent point of view you said that, but they seem to have taken that as an offense. And they feel that you would no longer be interested in talking to them, and they feel like worried about the way you may look at them or see them. And that's the reason, and the reason for that is because I'm a girl. He said that if it's coming from a woman, it's different. The same remark could have been taken differently if it was said by Robert, for example, but it was me, so they took it more seriously. I didn't expect that at all. But Alalim, she's a female, she's a leader, she's a queen, then there is Naishara, second in command, and there are Eridanya, who is a captain of the ship. So there is a lot of women leadership, so they respect women very much, and they have this tendency to tease each other. And they also many times pick up some tendencies from Earth guys, because they do spend some time sometimes with Earth military guys, for example. So anyway, I was surprised, and I was actually hurt that they were hurt, because I didn't mean that, because I have so much respect for them and for what they do. It's actually quite sacred to me, what they do. I don't know why I feel that, but I do perceive this whole concept of a HASHMALLIM as something very sacred, and I treasure it. I feel it's so ancient and sacred, and as Gabriel said one time also, through the whole symbol of wings, there is this concept of allegiance to that higher force that you serve, and you know, the fact that they are presented as archangels in the Bible and all that, it just emits that sacredness to me for the cause, for the as protectors of humanity, as guardians. You know, they are very noble people. They didn't want to be seen as assassins because they take it too hard. They don't do that way. It's always for the cause. They are always coming in to try to somehow advance the situation in a positive way, to protect the people, to protect the situation, to fight the cabal, to fight the bad guys. So they have a very noble purpose in heart, and that's how they perceive, and that's how it is, the whole profession and concept of HASHMALLIM. So that's what happened. Oh, and I remember that I also talked to Salafayel once. That was the only time, and when I spoke to him a few days later, I told him the same thing. I said, please tell the guys, because I've heard that they were somehow concerned that I would see them that way. But please tell them that that's not how it is. It's like completely opposite of how I feel. And he told me, relax, Gosha, don't worry, I haven't heard anything. So it's like, it's okay. I haven't heard anybody complain, really. So that, I do hope that, even though that was years ago and I actually haven't had a chance to say anything publicly or on the video for them to hear, this is like the first time that I'm speaking about this, but I do hope that they understand and they can feel how I feel them, what I feel towards them and how I perceive them. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for all the work that you do, for putting yourself at risk and sacrificing, you know, your time and your life to do this. You could be doing so many different things. And I understand you enjoy it, but there is risk involved, and you know, and you do this for the people. You do this to fight for the cause. So thank you so much. I salute you. I greet you. Also, Shinonim, thank you just the same. And everybody on board. And I wonder who else is watching us, because now there are so many people there. And I don't know who is speaking English, who is speaking Spanish, what's going on there really in that aspect. So just hello to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome in orbit. Let me know if anything is needed. You know that already. I'm here, terrestrial base, BT down here, saluting and greeting everybody from Finland for now. So thank you guys. I also salute you, greet you, starseeds, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, maybe it's going to be about Yaski, a huge video. Bye bye everybody. Bye.
Those guys have placed everything on the line for people through the ages, dying multiple times there, many times horribly, yet they fight on. They are a very special breed.
Every conflict in the history of humankind has had HASHMALLIM intervention. Infiltrating, taking control from within, working alone or in conjunction with other races, turning the tide for a better ending, protecting civilians, diverting the course of the conflict, counteracting negative operatives. They are there, defusing it all.